What's up, YouTube? This is James coming back at you with another informative video. Hope everybody's doing good out there on this hump day. I'm doing good myself. Wow, I got a couple stories right here, and they both seem to have the very same things in common. Two sisters being black, number one, two of them with coronavirus, number two, and number three, both of them pretty much told that they are not a priority. All right. And both of these women, which would be number four, succumb to the coronavirus simply because they didn't get help. All right. It says here, mom, 36, dies of suspected coronavirus after being told she's not a priority. This is Kyla Williams from Peckham, South London, suffered with COVID-19 coronavirus after displaying various symptoms, including a headache and chest pains all over. Okay, and these people didn't help this woman right here. And this is Kyla Williams. She was 36 years old. But to get into the story, it says here a mom died in her flat of suspected coronavirus a day after calling 999. I almost said 911. Let me see if I can stop this. This is a nuisance. Okay. And being told to look after herself at home. It has been reported paramedics rushed to Kyla Williams' address after the 36-year-old suffered a cough, high fever, and had severe chest pains and stomach pains. Man, that coronavirus is not to be taken lightly. Okay. And documents seen by the Guardian allegedly confirms paramedics in Peckham, South London, were treating her as a suspected COVID-19 case. Despite carrying out some tests, the medics decided not to take the mother of three to the hospital. It is claimed. All right. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Well, we know racism is all over the world. You know. But to continue with the story, it says, but her condition deteriorated and she died in the flat the next day, Saturday, March 21st. Kayla's devastated husband, Fabian, 49, said, I called 999 because my wife was breathless. She was vomiting and she had pains in her stomach. As I was talking to them, she was getting worse, and they told me to put her on the floor and to make her body flat. All right. That had to be a hard thing for this man to go through, man. I tell you. The paramedics told me the hospital won't take her. She is not a priority. Okay. That's what they're telling this man, that his wife is not a priority while she's busy dying right before his eyes. Now, I won't even ask any of you to imagine no shit like that, because it's just too horrific, you know. But I know one thing, it will, spark a fire, of hate the rest of your life and bitterness towards these people for not trying to help this woman. Okay? But to continue, she did not stay very long, and she went outside to write her report and posted it through the door. Ambulance crews were unable to revive the mom after she slumped unconscious on Saturday. Fabian, who is a refuse collector, said police arrived that day but would not enter his flat. That stuff has got everybody on edges. They're scared to catch the coronavirus. That's what it is. But in conclusion, it says here, they stood on the doorstep and would not come in when I asked them to. The grief-stricken dad continued. A funeral director and undertaker wore full forensic suits with full masks, visors, and gloves to access Kayla's body. Documents seen by the Guardian completed by the London Ambulance Service after this first visit show Kayla Williams was suffering from COVID-19. It says a question mark, but it says COVID-19. Symptoms listed as non-productive cough, headache, chest pains all over. Well, yeah, chest pains all over. What a shame. And a spokesman for the London Ambulance Service told the publication, "We were called at 8:32 a.m. on Friday of 20 March to report of person unwell at an address in Peckham. Our clients treated a patient and advised them to call back if their condition changed. We were called the following day at 3:24 and sent a number of resources with our first with our first medics arriving in under 7 minutes. Sadly, the patient had died. Our sympathy is with the family at this time. We are working incredibly hard in these unprecedented times to look after Londoners." Yeah, Londoners. Yeah, well, it don't seem like y'all did what you claim you did, as far as I'm concerned. You were scared to go in there and help this woman from dying, when this man called for help. Now, to get into the other story, it's just not much difference. Check this out.
Sharon Seiler was only 60 years old. She was healthy, worked out, and had no underlying issues.
She just was a very special, exuberant person.
Craig Shipley is holding back the tears as he describes the love of his life, Sharon Seiler. She died of complications from COVID-19. Craig says it all started with the cold. From there, she got a high fever and a bad cough. He too was experiencing similar symptoms, but not as severe. That's when they decided to use the Live Health app to find a doctor.
We found a doctor and they named the doctor and they say, this doctor's going to call you. There's X number of patients ahead of you.
Then an hour later, they got a phone call.
And you're thinking it's the doctor, you pick it up and it was a recording that said the doctor has decided not to visit with you at this time.
After several attempts, Craig says they became overwhelmed and frustrated with the system. The only thing they could do was try to rest. Then early Monday morning,
her hand was on my shoulder and I reached over to grab it and it felt kind of cold and I turned the light on and looked and she wasn't breathing and everything.
Sharon had died. Craig was never tested, but he was put on self-isolation, forcing him to mourn the loss of Sharon alone.
I don't have a lot of friends and friends of hers that would have come over and a big part of the getting through this is all the interaction between the people that love you and the people that loved her, and so that's all sort of pushed to the sides.
And it's unknown how Sharon got the virus, but Craig hopes by sharing her story, it'll inspire more people to stay at home. Reporting in Studio City, I'm Chris Holmstrom, KCAL 9 News.
You guys see what I mean? Both of these women were declined, help. They were declined help. No one went out to go and try to help these women and bring them through this coronavirus. It's a damn shame. And this happened. Oh, first of all, shout out to the sister Annette for sending me this story right here, because the prior story that I've read to you guys first was I heard of that story, first, and then when she, told me about this story, I'm like, wow, these similarities and the parallels between these two women, is uncanny. It's just that one happened over in the UK, the first one did, and this one happened in Canada. All right. And as we know, it says here, coronavirus. La Canada, Flint Ridge man finds partner dead after telehealth doctors decline visit. You see, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. And now I understand that they may be, scared to go, and help people with coronavirus, but and that's simply because this thing is not contained. And that's the problem. Earlier this week, I did a video about a nurse that quit her job because her supervisor wanted to put her on a floor, that, what patients just had COVID-19. It was called a corona floor, as a matter of fact. And the woman said, no, I'm not doing it. Now, you can't really blame people for not wanting to put themselves at risk when it comes to stuff like this. And what have you. But it's a sad situation all the way around, But as we know, and get into the story and just read briefly, you know, a 60-year-old La Canada Flint Ridge woman died in her sleep from complications of the novel coronavirus, and now her partner is speaking out in hopes that people will stay at home to stop the spread. She was just a very special, exuberant person, Craig Shipley said of his partner Sharon Seiler. Shipley said it all started with a cold, and then she developed a high fever and a bad cough. He said he was experiencing similar symptoms, but not as severe. The couple decided to use a health app to set an appointment with the telehealth doctor. We found a doctor, and they named the doctor, and they say this doctor is going to call. Well, we're going to call you, Shipley said. The couple received a call an hour later, but it was not the relief they were seeking. That's messed up. You're thinking, as we heard the man say, you're thinking it's the doctor, Shipley said. You pick it up, and it's a recording that says the doctor has decided not to visit with you at this time. The cowards didn't even have enough to, balls to even get on the phone and say, the doctors can't come out simply because, the woman may be experiencing COVID-19 and we don't want to get infected. Okay? They used the damn machine to do it. That kind of stuff. And wow. But to continue, after several attempts, Shipley said they were overwhelmed and frustrated with the symptoms, so the couple decided to rest. Her hand was on my shoulder, and I reached over and grabbed it, and it kind of felt cold, Shipley said. Damn. You know what that meant. And I turned the light on and looked, and she wasn't breathing. Seiler died Monday morning. She was generally healthy, worked out, and had no known underlying medical issues. An autopsy confirmed she died from complications of COVID-19. Shipley was never tested, but has been ordered to self-isolate, leaving to mourn the death of his loved one alone. Wow. I don't have a lot of friends, and friends of hers that would have come over, he said. A big part of getting through this is all the interaction between the people that love you and that loved her. And that's all sort of pushed to the side. It's still unknown how Seiler contacted the illness, but Shipley said he hopes that sharing his story will inspire people to stay at home. Yeah, you got to stay, at home to where we can get this thing under control, however, whatever's going on with this, okay? Because if you don't stay at home and you're out or whatever, then it's going to keep probably spreading, they're saying social distancing, so, let's social distance, because you're putting a lot of people at risk from just being out there, from the way it makes it seem. I'm just starting to believe now it's not a hoax, for whatever reason, whatever brung this thing on, it's not a hoax. This thing is serious, and black people get it too, obviously, But y'all tell me what y'all think about this story right here. I'm interested in hearing y'all thoughts, views, and opinions on it. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And people, please remember to live your life as though we are being watched. Simply because we are. This is James, and I'm out. Peace.